Why teachers need life coaches. This is dedicated to every teacher that I know and don't know. All right. Teachers need life coaches because of their busy schedules. Every teacher I know is burnt out. Every teacher I know has way more on his or her plate than they can actually handle. Every teacher I know has more students in their class than they should have, and sometimes students get added to their class and have been added to their class mid-year, and you're already at capacity. And studies have shown lately, if you take a look at NPR.org, there's a new study that's out that shows that many of our burnt out teachers are actually ready to quit, especially during this time. All right, and I did a video on that, so you can take a look at that later on. Excuse me. These are all reasons why teachers, y'all need some help. And when I say y'all need some help, I don't mean that in a negative way. I don't mean that as in, oh, you better go get some help because there's something wrong with you. I don't mean it like that. I mean it as in anyone who is in a high stress job, all right, underneath the pressure that you guys are in right now and under right now, and having to be responsible for so many little lives. And I include little lives in the teenage lives, in the almost adult lives, the upper teen lives. All of that is included. You guys are responsible for molding and shaping and help guide our youth as they go on to the next level. There's a lot of responsibility with that, and there's a lot of stress that goes into that. Excuse me, I need to take a sip of this real quick. I'm losing my voice a little bit. Sorry about that. There's no shame in needing some help. There's no shame in needing some guidance. Even if all you need to do is you need someone to bounce ideas off of. You need someone to be able to vent to. You need someone to be able to release that stress so that way you can go into your job and teach energetically and teach and be inspiring and teach and be motivational and teach and be effective. So many of our teachers are carrying so much baggage right now. And I imagine that it's hard to be, I know, teachers have told me personally, I know that it's hard to be effective when there's so much on them in their own personal lives, so much on them what's going on around in society in our world today. And then they have to manage a classroom with so many different little personalities and be responsible for all of them. And your workload is overloading. Many of you are taking work home. All right, just because the clock hits 3 doesn't mean that work time is over. You don't get enough planning time. You don't get enough time in your classroom to actually set things up for the next day. So many of you are either staying in your classroom very, very late or going home and working another 3 to 4 hours easy, possibly more, but 3 to 4 hours easy after the school day, grading papers, doing the lesson plans for the next day, finishing lesson plans that you couldn't get to for the next day, going out and buying treats and little goodies for your kids for the week. Or some kids don't come in with snacks, so you want to make sure that there's extra snacks for the kids. I know a teacher who buys extra boots and coats and things like that for the kids who come in without coats. All of this is pressure, all of this is stress, and I commend you for what you're doing, but you also need to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Self-care matters. And taking care of yourself means that you're going to need someone to help you when you are at your max, when you are at capacity, when you feel stressed out, when you feel like you're just, here you are, and you're at the cliff and you're looking over and you're just like, you know what? Maybe it's time to just take the plunge and go to a different job. Take the plunge and do something different. Take the plunge and start that business that you've been thinking of for the last 5 years. I'm not encouraging anyone who is teaching right now to go and take that plunge. I'm encouraging you that before you get all the way to this edge, you see, this is you, this is the cliff, and this is the edge. Before you get to the edge, I'm hoping that before you even get to this point, maybe we stop you here, you go and you talk to someone. And maybe it's not a life coach. Maybe it's a counselor. Maybe it's a mentor, teacher, but go and find yourself some sort of mentor, some sort of person who's neutral, who can help you just unpack and release everything that you go through on a day-to-day basis. Think about it.